woman after marriage becomes a wife. For 9 long months she carries a new life. Islam legislates equality, my sisters and brothers. Don't forget paradise lies at the feet of your mothers.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our episode, The Art of Divorce. In our previous episodes, we were talking about divorce and the procedures in attaining a divorce between the spouse, and we discussed it in details. And what happens after divorce? Well, to help us understand more, we're still talking to our guest from the United Kingdom, Sheikh Haitham Al-Haddad, who is a member of the Islamic Sharia Council of the UK and also the director of the Muslim Research Development Foundation. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, the last episode you went into detail describing the actual process of and procedure of the divorce, and we completed it, right? My question today, the first question I would like to ask in the episode today is, these procedures, how does it help? As you said in the very first episode of our series, the art of divorce is really to minimize divorce. How does these procedures really help to minimize divorce?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. We said that we have 3 stages. Before divorce, during divorce, and after divorce.
Yes.
Now, before divorce, we said that we will not dwell into it because it is not the main subject of our discussion.
Yes.
Which is how to maintain a successful marriage. Maybe after a few episodes, if we still have time, maybe we can discuss a few maybe tips in order to make a successful marriage. But during the divorce, we have described the procedure. And we said that the first point in the procedure is to consider divorce as the last resort. What do we mean by considering the divorce, or divorce as the last resort? Divorce should be seen as a solution for other problems. Divorce is a decision. Divorce, brothers and sisters, is not punishment. Please, brothers, in particular to the brothers, to the husbands, don't think that you are punishing your wife when you divorce her. Now, many people say, what do you mean by this? In fact, the practice of so many husbands reflects that they are thinking that divorce is what? Is a whip, and they are smacking or beating their wives by divorce.
Yes.
And because of this, we see so many mistakes, and we see that many of them are regretting. How is it a punishment, or how is it a decision and not punishment? First of all, we said that it should be the last resort after taking so many steps that we have mentioned in the ayat of the Quran. Now, after those steps, the husband will come to a realization that this marriage is not going to work. So that is now he is coming to what? The realization to take a decision. Moreover, we mentioned that in order to divorce your wife, make it the talaq of the sunnah. The sunnah talaq. And we mentioned that talaq sunnah is to wait, if she is during her iddah period, wait until she becomes pure. And then, without have no sexual relationship, divorce her at that time.
Yes, okay.
Now, this waiting period means what? Means if the person wants to punish her by divorce, he will not do that, and he will wait. Waiting itself, the anger will go. And he will start thinking more. Not only that, but look at the wisdom. Allah Jalla wa Ala, or the Sharia, said that the Sunnah divorce to take place during the what pure period after the cycle.
Yes.
After the period, the menstruation period. And normally, husbands, they become eager to have a sexual relationship to their wives after what? The menses period.
Yes.
So if the husband, after the menses period, he stopped himself from having the sexual relationship with his wife, then he is really having a problem with her. And to the level that he doesn't want even to touch her, to sleep with her, who after being away from her for a few days. So normally, men at that time, they would like to touch their wives. So if he decided not to do so, then it means that he has a problem, which means that he is considering the divorce as a solution for his problem, or he took a decision that he cannot continue with his wife.
Yes.
Okay? This is what we mean by divorce is a decision, it is not punishment. Now, when we talk about this, many people divorce their wives when they are angry. You can say in 70% of the cases that come to us and they want a fatwa, they claim that they divorce their wives while they are angry. Now, when we say that you divorce your wife when you are angry, it means that you considered divorce as a punishment to your wife, because you became angry, like you became angry with your son or your daughter, your son, and then out of anger, in order to relieve yourself and to make yourself maybe relaxed, you smacked him or you beat him, which means that you punished him. Punished him to what?
To release your anger and
to
stress.
release your anger and stress. So you divorced your wife while you are angry or while you were angry to release yourself from that anger. And then as a result, after just 1 day or 2 days, you regret. So that's why, brothers, don't divorce when you are angry. Please, please.
Okay.
Don't divorce when... Just think of a divorce as a decision. And as they say in management, do you take serious decisions when you are angry? No one is taking a very serious decision in his life, maybe in his business, while you are angry. Divorce is the same thing. It is more dangerous than business. So don't take that decision when you are angry, which means that if you are angry with your wife, you have this dispute, just wait. Say to yourself, I would like to divorce according to Sunnah. I don't want to divorce according to Bid'ah. So are you on your period? Then if she's in her period, just wait until she becomes free. 2 days, 3 days, or maybe 5 days, or sometimes even longer than that. Because if the husband, if the wife is in her free period, pure period, and the husband has a sexual relationship with her, so it means that the sunnah talaq for him to wait until what? The whole purity period to come to an end, and then she had her menses, and then to divorce her, which might be 3 weeks. So now during these 3 weeks, if the person is waiting for 3 weeks to divorce his wife, means that he has took the right decision.
Yes.
See, knowing this will reduce the divorce rate. This is what we say, that knowing the process of divorce is like an art, or part of the art, or the divorce itself is an art.
Yes.
Yes. Knowing it, mastering it, will help the person to reduce the divorce. Now, it is true that some people might say, what happens if your wife was on her purity period, and it happens that the divorce took place during that time?
During the purity period?
During the purity period.
Okay.
Then we say, yes, that is the sunnah divorce, okay? And it is what? It is a valid divorce. And the other point is, if the person was so angry, and he said, you told me to wait until I have the purity period in order to divorce her according to Sunnah. And now she is on her purity period, so I can divorce her now.
Yes.
We say, yes, you can divorce her now. But remember, this person, he hadn't been in touch with his wife, and he had no relationship with his wife during the purity period. So if he still insisted on the divorce, or he became angry and divorced her on that time, means that it is likely that his statement of divorce is a decision. It is not a pure decision as the previous case, but it is more or less a decision, rather than just a punishment. And that is the key point. So brothers, okay, make sure that the divorce is not punishment. And wallahi, we had so many cases of so many people and men crying because they regretted that they lost their wives. And we tell them, subhanallah al-azim, you divorced her the first time, and that was out of anger, and you punished her. And then you took her back. Didn't you realize that you had a mistake? You had made a mistake? Then Allah Jalla wa Ala gave you the second chance, and still you divorced her. And then Allah Jalla wa Ala gave you the third time, and you divorced her the third divorce. And you are saying that you took a wrong decision, or it was a mistake from you. That is impossible. So if the person follows the procedure and still he divorced her the 3 times, means that this person, he found that there is no chance for him to go back to her.
Just a point to clarify here as well. After the period, and the purity period starts, in which they don't have a sexual relation. You mentioned a point, I think in one of the previous episodes, that it is more preferable for him to divorce her at the latter period of the purity period? At the latter stage of the purity period, or in the very beginning?
No. That is not a point. Okay, that is not. I don't know if any of the scholars mentioned this, but as far as I am aware, that is not a point.
She can divorce her in any time during that purity period.
During any time. Maybe the scholars discussed one point, which is after she takes ghusl or not. Maybe that is a discussion, but before, after some time, or immediately after she becomes pure, I am not aware of any discussion.
Okay, we'll continue in this decision. We'll take a short break here on the art of divorce, and we'll be back right after this.
Don't forget, paradise lies at the feet of your mothers.
Back to the Prophet. Join Sheikh Amar in the program Back to the Prophet, wherein he teaches us practical lessons from the Prophet's life and how this can help us to overcome our challenges in the present.
We talk about the life example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, seeking guidance for ourselves. In the early days after the revelation of the Holy Quran, the Muslims were greatly persecuted, so much so that quite a few Muslims had to leave Arabia and migrate to Africa to live among Ahl Kitab, Christian people who followed the gospel of Christ.
Forget, paradise lies at the feet of your mothers.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. You're watching The Art of Divorce, and we're still talking to our guest from the United Kingdom, Sheikh Haitham Al-Haddad. You were just mentioning how the procedure the point that I understand from your discussion our discussion in the very first segment is that the whole idea behind the procedure is to really give time to both parties to think about it, to really think if you're making a decision. And if you're angry, it gives you a time to cool down in making that decision.
Yeah.
That's correct, right?
In order to make sure that you have taken the right decision.
Okay, but in many parts of the Quran, in a verse in the Quran, it's mentioned that we're created weak and we're liable to make mistakes as human beings.
Yes.
Right? Why is it that the number is so specific? What's the difference between 3 times and 4 times? Someone might ask this question.
Yeah. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. The discussion whether 3 times or 5 times is an irrelevant discussion, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, even if we say 5, then why not 7?
Yes.
And then if we say 5, then why not 3?
3. Yeah.
Okay? Allah Jalla wa Ala decided on this. Allah Jalla wa Ala knows everything. But the main question is, which is the case of the divorce during Jahiliyyah. During Jahiliyyah, before the time of the Prophet ﷺ, that is the real discussion, is an endless divorce. Okay, there is no limit for divorce number. Yeah, so after you can divorce and you can take her back, and divorce and take her back, and which was the divorce of Jahiliyyah, as it is mentioned, or it was mentioned in one of the hadith. Now, that divorce is not a divorce. Because if the husband divorced his wife and then he took her back, and then divorced her, and then took her back, and then divorced her and took her back, then that is not a divorce. This is one thing. Yeah?
Yeah.
The other thing, this will cause harm to the woman, to the wife. Because if she had enough from her husband, and he is abusing her so much. Because remember, and please, brothers and sisters, remember that divorce, in most of the cases, hurts the feeling of the wife. After some time, if the divorce did not take place out of anger, it will hurt the feeling of the husband. But it hurts the feeling of the wife more. Okay. So, when you divorce your wife, you hurt his feeling. You took her back. It's okay. But you hurt her feeling again. The second divorce, you took her back. Then you divorce her the third time, you hurt her feeling for the third time. This is more than enough. Do you want to do it again and keep hurting her? That is impossible. And by the way, in the Islamic Sharia Council, we have so many cases, of people divorce their wives 6 times, 5 times, more than that. Apart from the examples that I mentioned in some previous episodes, no. People come to us, Sheikh, Wallahi, I was angry. And I divorced my wife. And we say to the people, do you think, Yahi, that you will divorce your wife while you are happy? Of course, you will divorce, the practice now.
Yes.
Okay, that you divorce your wife when you are angry. And they say, we went to Sheikh so-and-so, and he told me that this divorce is invalid because of anger. Yeah? Those people, in my experience, most of those people who have a way to reduce the 3 divorces, by one of them is invalid, or 2 maybe invalid, they don't stop after 3 divorces.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah? What do I mean by this? A person divorced his wife 3 times. And he wants to go back to her. Then he will find what?
An excuse.
An excuse. So he will try to go here and there. And some of them, they will read in internet, and they will say, yes, we have read the opinion of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah that if it is this, then it is invalid. I don't want to mention the details because, as I said, that we are not discussing it from a fiqh perspective. But they will say that, we read the fatwa of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, that if you divorce your wife, the bid'ah talaq means you divorce her during her menses, or you divorce her in her purity after a sexual relationship, that divorce is invalid. So one of the three divorces are or is invalid.
Invalid, yeah.
Or they will say to the Sheikh, I was angry and extremely angry, and I divorced my wife. I didn't mean it, okay, but I divorced his wife, my wife. So this is a divorce that is invalid. We say to those people, most likely, even if we cancel one of them because of this, even if we do that, most likely you will divorce her for the fourth time. And in reality, from experience, most of those people divorce their wives the fourth time. In fact, I came across a person who divorced his wife the fifth time. He divorced her 3 times, and then he said, I went to so-and-so, and he told me that the first divorce was invalid because of a reason. So I took her back. Then, after I took her back, I gave her the 4th divorce. And I went to say to Sheikh so-and-so, and the 4th divorce, I told him that I was angry and I did not mean it, etc. And they put it in a, what you call tragic scenario. So the Sheikh gave them the fatwa that it is not valid. So the 4th divorce was retracted. He took her again, and then he divorces her. So 5 times. The point is, if you are used to it, then most likely you will continue doing it. And here, I would like to warn our brothers, طلاب العلم, who give fatwas on divorces, that please, please, don't ruin people's life and people's religion. Don't make it easy for the people just to keep divorcing their wives. Then the muftis, they will say, how come we are not making it easy for people to encourage them, or we are not encouraging them to keep divorcing their wives? We say to them, if you just, the person, he comes to you and he said, Wallahi, I was angry, and okay, and then just yes. The Prophet ﷺ said, La talaqa fi ighlaq, no talaq in anger, so that divorce is invalid. You haven't investigated the level of anger, you haven't checked carefully, and you just gave him like this, so he took it easily, and then he divorced his wife again, and most likely he will divorce her again.
Okay, so it's the whole idea you're saying that if someone is lacking the whole scenario of understanding an individual basis as well, this is coming out from your discussion, is that each divorce case should be treated individually as well. Exactly.
As you mentioned this point, Brother Fuad, Wallahi, this is, Jazakallah khair, a very important point. Brothers and sisters, if a divorce takes place, you will go and search on the internet and you will see this opinion, Islamic QA said this, the other website said this, and we always have this problem. And this is one thing. Then they ring so-and-so and they say to him, well, okay, Sheikh, I divorced my wife, blah, blah, blah. Many muftis, and if there are some muftis who are watching us in this program, if you just give him an answer over phone, and the person is ringing you on this serious matter, and you give him an easy answer over phone, this will ruin him, and this will encourage him to divorce more and more. And wallahi, I had a case. I mentioned in one of the previous episodes that I had a case of 7 divorces.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah, I mentioned it on one of the previous.
Yep.
I interviewed the husband. It happened that the husband, anyway, I interviewed the husband. And I said to him, Ya akhi, 7 divorces. This is too much. One of the things that he mentioned to me is that he was swearing an oath of divorce against his wife, and the oath we will be talking about it, the oath of divorce, inshallah.
Yes.
So he said, when I used to swear an oath, okay, of divorce against my wife, means I will divorce you if you go to your parents, or I will divorce you if you leave your house, or I will divorce you if you don't do this or that. He said, my wife, in the first one, she was reluctant to do what I stopped her from doing it. But after that, she used to take it easily, and she used to not listen to me. And he said the main reason is that after the first divorce, the first oath took place, she rang one of the shuyukh, one of the muftis. And she said to him, this happened. What do you think? Is it a divorce or not? And that sheikh over phone told her, no, that is an invalid divorce. The husband, wallahi, the husband told me that is why she is taking it easily. That now when I swear an oath, yeah, she just doesn't listen to me, and then the divorce took place. Of course, for this husband, I told him, now you are putting the blame on your wife. Yes, I agree that part of the blame is on your wife, but you take most of the blame because you are the one who swore this oath.
Yes.
But the point is, when you make the divorce, when you give an easy answer for the divorce, this, believe me, brothers, even don't look for a mufti who's giving you a quick answer. And the brothers, the muftis who are watching this, don't ruin people's life by giving them a quick and immediate answer on this serious issue.
Sheikh Haitham Al-Haddad, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from this, and Jazakallah khair for being with us once again here on the Art of Divorce. And if you would like to know more about the Art of Divorce, just keep watching us, inshallah, as we have more episodes coming up on the same topic, inshallah. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Woman's status in Islam, we should never neglect. They are favored and deserve their respect. They can pray at the mosque or even at home. They may marry or divorce, it's a choice of their own. A woman after marriage becomes a wife. For 9 long months she carries a new life. Islam legislates equality, my sisters and brothers. Don't forget paradise lies at the feet of your mothers. Righteous women can lead a happily married life. The best men are those who are best to their wives.